and today I am going to explain the concept electrostatic potential due to a point charge. And before going to discuss about the potential due to a point charge, we have discussed with potential in earlier class. Once we recall what we discussed in last class, that is potential. So to get the potential, we are bringing the charge from infinity to the given point. So when we are taking the charge from infinity, to understand that, we place here the charge, the positive charge, and this is the source for the electric field. And when we keep the charge into the field, electric field, and the test charge moves towards the negative charge, so that when we are taking the positive test charge into that field, we need to do the work against to the field. So we must do the work to bring the charge from infinity to the given point against to the field, so that their work done will be negative. So this we discussed in last class about the potential, and one more in that electrostatic potential. We are bringing the charge from infinity to the given point against to the field. So when we are taking the charge and there is no acceleration, without acceleration of the test charge, we are taking into the field. Why we here mention without acceleration? Because if the charge moves with an acceleration, then electromagnetic waves produces. So that here we mention that without acceleration, we are bringing the charge from infinity to the given point. For that, we need to do work against the field. And mathematically, we explain the potential, electrostatic potential. The symbol of electrostatic potential is V. The V is equals to work done by the charge, W by Q. And if you define that the amount of work done is required to carry the charge from infinity to the given point against the field is the electric potential, and V is equals to W by Q. And this potential is a scalar quantity. In last class we discussed. So potential is a scalar and it has no direction. Scalar physical quantity. And the dimensional formula of the potential is m L power 2 T power minus 3 A power minus 1. This is the dimensional formula of the potential. And the potential can be measured in volt or joule per coulomb. And from this we can define the volt also, that is 1 volt. 1 volt is equals to 1 joule per 1 coulomb. So the potential of the charge is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule amount of work is needed to bring 1 coulomb of charge from infinity to the given point, then potential is said to be 1 volt. So that also we can define. This all we discussed in last class. And now some examples we see about the potential. For example, when do you say that the body has the potential 10 volt? Example is when the body has the potential of 10 volts. When do you say that the potential of an object is 10 volt? So it means that how much amount of work we are doing to bring 1 coulomb of charge, that is. So the work done is 10 joules. 10 joule amount of work is needed to bring 1 coulomb of the charge. That is the meaning of the body has a potential 10 volt. Means the work is required to bring the 1 coulomb of charge is 10 joules. Okay, that is one example. And the second example is we consider 2 spheres. Two spheres with different radii is R1 and here the radius is R2, and these two spheres are connected with metal wire. These two are connected with the metal wire. Then compare the charge of the 2 spheres. Compare the charge and surface charge density. So we have the notation for the surface charge density, sigma. So compare the charge and surface charge density of the 2 spheres. So when the 2 spheres with the different radii and connected with the metal wire, so when they connected with the metal wire, what happens? The potential, till the potential becomes same, the charge flows from one body to the another body. So here the potential will be same because it is connected with the metal wire. Then when the potential is same, that is V1, potential of the first sphere is V1 is equals to potential of the second sphere is V2. The potential of the 2 spheres are same, and we know that the potential is V is equals to W by Q, mathematical formula. Then potential V1 is equals to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught into Q1 divided by the radius is r1, and the potential for the second sphere v2. V2 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q2 divided by r2. As we know that potentials are same, then 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 by r1 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q2 by r. So here that the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught gets cancelled, then q1 by r1 is equal to q2 by r2. So then if you take the ratio of the two charges are q1 divided by q2 is equals to r1 by r2. So when the two spheres of radii r1, r2 and connected with the metal wire, then the ratio of the charge of the two spheres are r1 by r. That is the first one. And the second question is that we will need to find the surface charge density, ratio of the surface charge density. So to get that ratio of the surface charge density, we know surface charge density is that sigma is equals to charge per surface area is the sigma, that is surface charge density. Then here A is the area of the sphere. So then we write that sigma 1 for the first sphere is q1, the charge is q1 divided by the, so here area is that 4 pi r1 square, and the surface charge density of the second sphere is q2 divided by the 4 pi r2 square. So then if you take the ratio of the two spheres, that is sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 is equal to q1 divided by 4 pi r1 square whole divided by q2 by 4 pi r2 square. Then sigma 1 by sigma 2 is equals to q1 divided by 4 pi r1 square into 4 pi r2 square divided by q2, and here the 4 pi gets cancelled. Then sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 is equals to q1 by q2 into r2 square divided by r1 square. And from the first question we know that the ratio of the charges in terms of the radii are q1 by q2 is equals to r1 by r2, and if you substitute the value of q1 by q2 in the second equation, then sigma 1 by sigma 2 is equals to r1 by r2 into r2 square divided by r1 square. So one R gets cancelled, R2 gets cancelled. Then sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 is equals to R2 divided by R1. It means that the surface charge density is inversely proportional. And here the charge is Q is directly proportional. So when the two spheres having a different radii R1, R2 and connected with the metal wire, then the ratio of the charge is R1 by R2. It means directly proportional. And surface charge density is that R2 by R1 and it represents inversely proportional. Okay, this is one of the example for the potential, electric potential. So in electric potential, we have the condition when we are taking the charge from infinity to the given point without acceleration, we are taking the charge. That is one. And another point is that this electrostatic potential is the characteristic for the electric field associated with the charge configuration. Why we mentioned, electric field can be described in two ways. One is the vector notation, that is electric field strength or intensity of electric field. And the second way is that electric potential. Okay, and this electric potential is the scalar notation. So electric field can be described in vector notation and the scalar notation. For vector notation, intensity of the electric field. For scalar notation, electric potential. So electric potential is the scalar and the field strength or intensity of electric field is the vector notation. Okay, that's why electric potential is the characteristic of the electric field associated with the charge configuration. Okay, these are some of the important points regarding the potential. And potential difference also we discussed. In potential difference, the charge is taking from one point to the another point. Means for that we are doing the work. So to bring the charge from one point to the another point, and there we derive the formula also, the potential difference formula. That potential difference is, we can use the notation in our material. We use the notation is for the potential is V equals to work done by the charge. Test charge we use the symbol Q. And one more is that it is independent. That work done is independent of the path. So to understand that independent of the path, and if you take two charges, two different charges, so to know the potential difference, consider the point A, and we want to take the charge from point A to point B, and as different charges. So at point B the charge is Q1 and Q2 is the negative charge, and Q3 and Q4, here that Q5, that we take the positive charge, and Q6. So here the different charges Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5 and Q6. Then now the charge is moves from point A to B. So the charge is moves from point A to point B. Here you can see this arrow symbol. It moves from A to B, and that is one of the path. And it may move along this path also, or it may move along this path, or it may be along this direction, or it may be this direction. But here, whichever the path, it doesn't depend. The work done does not depend on this path. It depends only the initial and final points. That initial point is A, and the final point is B. So that it depends only the initial and final points. Then the potential difference of point A and point B is V AB is equals to, we can use the symbol delta V is the change in potential, that is VB minus VA, which is equals to the potent, we can write that in terms of work done. The work done is WAB for the charge to get the potential energy difference. Then for the potential energy difference, we write that WAB by Q. Okay, so this is also notation for the potential difference. Potential difference and electric potential. And that electric potential is equals to the potential energy per unit test charge. Okay. So now we continue with the next topic is the potential due to a point charge. These are the important points. And one more point also, the earth is the huge reservoir. By adding or removing some amount of charge, there is no changing electric potential, and it is electrically neutral, and all the potentials of the objects measured with respect to the potential of the earth. Okay, so the potential, and when you take the negative charged body and the negative charged body is under earthing, then electrons flow from body to the earth till the potential becomes zero. And when you take the positive charged body connected to the earth, then the electrons flow from earth to the body till the potential becomes zero. Okay, these are the points. And the next one is the potential due to a dipole. Not the dipole, sorry, potential due to a point charge. Electric potential due to a point charge. So what is the electric potential due to point charge? So to get the potential due to a point charge, the mathematical formula will derive potential due to a point charge. So to get the potential due to a point charge, we consider the charge, positive charge plus Q at point O, and this is the source for the electric field. And let the point P, we want to find that. We have selected the point P. So at point P, we want to find the potential, electric potential. And the distance from point O to P is R. And here that the position vector OP is equals to R bar. So to find the potential at point P, we know that the potential, electric potential is the amount of work done to bring the charge to the given point. And to get that, we have chosen the point A. Point A along the same line, because here the work done is independent of the path. So we choose the point A, that for our convenience we choose the point A along the radial direction. Point A, and here the direction of the force, the magnitude of the force is away from the charges. We know that if the charges are like charges, then repels. So then direction of the force is away from the charges. And now we want to bring the charge from infinity. So at infinity we have taken 1 coulomb of charge, that is the unit positive test charge. Now we bring the charge from infinity to the point A, and the distance from point O to A is x. X is the distance from point O to A. So now the magnitude of the force at point A, the magnitude of the force at point A, that is the force F is equals to, we know that 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square is the electrostatic force, the Coulombic force. We studied in first chapter that Coulombic force 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2. So Q1 is the positive charge, the source for the electric field is Q into, and the Q2 is that 1 coulomb of charge, that is plus 1 coulomb of charge, Q into 1 by the distance. The distance from point O point A is x, So then q into 1 divided by x square. This is the magnitude of the force at point A, and the direction of the force is away from the charges, and this is the magnitude of the force. And now that we want to do small amount of work to bring the charge from point A to point B, and the small distance is dx. So the small amount of work done to bring the charge or to displace the charge from point A to point B is the small amount of work done to bring the charge from A to B is the small amount of work done is dW is equals to F bar into dx. F bar of dx, and this we write that F dx. See here that the force is away from the charge and the charge is displaced from point A to point B, both are in opposite direction. Then angle between them is 180, so F dx into cos 180 degrees, and it is equals to minus F into dx, because cos 180, since cos 180 is minus 1. So then the small work done to bring the charge from A to B is that minus F into dx. So we consider this is equation number 1. Now we want the total amount of work done to bring the charge from infinity to the given point P. So to bring the charge from infinity to the given point P, we need to do the work done integration. This total amount of work done to move the charge positive charge from infinity to the point, so infinity to P. To get the total work done, the W is equals to integral dW. We are doing the integration to get the total work done, and that is from infinity to the point P. What is the distance? Is R. Then is equals to integral infinity to R, and dW is minus F into dx, minus F into dx, and it is equal to minus integral infinity to R, and F is that 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by x square into dx, and it is equals to minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r 1 by x square dx. And now the integration. Integral 1 by x square dx is minus 1 by x is equals to minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by x square is minus 1 by x from infinity to r, since integral 1 by x square dx is, that is x power minus 2 plus, here that we will write x power minus 2 dx, and it equals to integral x power minus 2, we write that x power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1 is equals to x power minus 1 by minus 1 is equals to minus 1 by x. Minus 1 by x. So integral 1 by x square dx is minus 1 by x. We use the formula for integral x power n dx is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. And now it is equals to minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught, and minus becomes plus, and now we apply the limits is 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. Then it is equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r, since 1 by infinity is 0. So here we got the work done, W is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, and here the work done is equals to the potential. Then the work done is equals to the work done. So work done is equal to the potential hence therefore the V is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Okay, this is the expression of electric potential due to a point charge. Electric potential due to a point charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. And from this expression, the potential V is inversely proportional to the distance. It means if distance increases, then the potential decreases. If distance decreases, potential will be increases. Inversely proportional, potential and the distance. And here we have the cases, the special cases. First one is when Q is positive, when the charge Q is positive, then potential is also positive. Then the potential, electric potential V is also positive. When Q is negative, then potential is also negative. Then potential V is also negative. So for charge is positive, potential is positive. Charge is negative, potential is also negative. If the distance is infinity, then what is the potential? So here R is equals to, when R equals to infinity, then the potential is 0. It means that at infinity the potential is 0. Okay, so these are the special cases for the potential, electric potential. So one more time, electric potential due to a point charge. So to get the potential at point P, we consider the charge plus Q at point O, and this is the source for the electric field. To get the potential at point P, we need to do work to bring the charge from infinity to the given point P. So to get that, we have chosen one point, that is A. So at point A, the magnitude of the force F is 1 by 4 by epsilon naught Q by x square, and the direction of the force is, what is the direction of the force, is away from the charges. The direction of the force is away. And now we want to bring the charge from A to B, small displacement, that is from A to B. So the small amount of work done to bring the charge from A to B is dW, is F dot dx. We know the work done, F bar dot dx, here dx is the displacement. And the displacement of the charge and the force direction is opposite, then angle between them will be 180 degrees. So then work done is equals to minus F into dx, and we consider the equation number 1. But we want the total amount of work to bring the charge from infinity to the given point P. So that here we use the limits, that is infinity. We are taking the charge from infinity to point P. The point P distance is r, infinity to r. So to get the total work done, integration. So integral minus F into dx, then F is 1 by 4 by epsilon naught Q by x square, that Q into 1 is Q by x square dx, and here Q by 4 by epsilon naught is the constant. Here variable is only the x, 1 by x square dx. We are doing the integration with respect to x. So by using the integration, 1 by x square dx is minus 1 by x. And by applying limits, we got work done is equals to Q by 4 by epsilon naught into 1 by r. And this work done is equals to the potential, electric potential. The potential V is equals to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught Q by r. And from this expression, this is the formula, and this we will use as the applications to solve the objective questions and the numericals also. So potential is inversely proportional to the distance. Means if distance increases, then potential will be decreases. If distance will be decreases, potential will be increases. Inversely proportional. And when the charge is positive, the charge Q is the positive, then potential is also positive, electric potential. If charge is negative, then potential is also negative. And what is the potential at infinity? At infinity, the potential will be 0. Okay, these are the points regarding electric potential due to a point charge, and this application we use in our numerical part and objective questions in competitive part. And next one is potential due to a dipole, that we will discuss in next class.